Hello, love, and welcome back to the Limitless Podcast, where we unlearn the lies that we have been taught about ourselves. We dismantle the programming and we come home to the truth of who we really are. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a topic that I'm really going to just go off the cuff. This is something that has really been heavy on my heart. And I just want to share a few thoughts with you about what is happening in this world. There just seems to be a lot more human suffering. Maybe you're experiencing it, maybe you're noticing it, but I want to give you just a little bit of insight with human suffering. You know, we are all here to suffer at some point. But I really think that we're seeing it more prevalent right now because a lot of people are more open about it. So this is really talking about the human suffering, the illusion of separation. And I'm going to go into this a little bit and share with you where I'm coming from when it comes to the illusion of separation. But it is truly the illusion of separation that creates all of our suffering. As long as we believe that we are separate, we have no choice other than to survive. And as I go into this, I want you to understand that this is the default setting of all of us humans. It is our own suffering. It's the suffering that we believe, the thoughts, we believe the words that we have heard from ourselves and from other people. It's how we are born into this world. It's our default setting. And all of us here are here to end the suffering from within. That is why you're here. You're here to evolve and grow. And the suffering that you are experiencing or that others are experiencing are the thoughts of who they think they are. The thoughts of who they think they are, not who they are. So let's take a look at this, the illusion of separation. And it's really what that is. I'm talking about a misidentification with the ego, the self-image. That is really the core of all of our suffering. We are taught that we must seek affirmation. We must seek our love and affection through our achievements. We must seek our happiness in the outside world. That is the ego in action. That is the ego seeking something that will never be fulfilled in the outside world, that only comes from you, learning to love you, learning the truth of who you are, learning that you are pure potential, limitless human being. And there is nothing in the outside world that will fulfill that. And we feel separate. We feel separate from life. We feel separate from others. We feel separate from God, the beloved, almighty, source, universe. And it creates chronic fear. Everyone is in fear mode. And if you are an empath, you know what I'm talking about. Like we're all feeling the fear in the world. You can't go on Instagram. You can't go on social media. You can't even have a conversation without fear coming into play right now. But I want you to understand this is the default mode. We go into that place until we learn that there is a different way. And I want to talk to you about a different way. And when we feel separate from life, when we feel separate from others, when we feel separate from God, when we feel like we're the only ones that are going through this process, it leads to physical, emotional, financial, and relational pain. All of the above. All of the above. So if you are experiencing some physical symptoms, if you are experiencing some emotional problems, issues, fears, if you're experiencing some financial pain right now, or having difficulty in relationships, that's what it leads to. It's that feeling of separation, and the separation that you're feeling most of all is the separation from yourself, because you're trying to seek things from the outside world. And we cope with this suffering through our most popular avoidance strategies. And we all have those avoidance strategies, whether you're escaping through food, alcohol, sex, drugs, entertainment. We are numbing that pain, but we're not ever breaking that cycle. And true freedom actually comes from the shift that we make internally. Most of us want to change our external circumstances to relieve that pain, or we want to numb the pain with our coping mechanisms. And your circumstance will never change to make you happy. You actually have to change internally. And then you see your circumstances from a different perspective. We're in these subconscious prisons. There are walls that we have actually placed around ourselves, and we put ourselves in the survival mode because of these subconscious beliefs. And we're trying to like make it in life as our separate selves of who we are. The ego says we are not enough, not worthy, not important, not safe, whatever those things are, to who we really are, limitless potential, infinite possibilities. And when we're living from that place of trying to make it, that place of fear from our limitations, our thoughts of limitation, it results in complete exhaustion, lack of fulfillment, self-sabotage, and cycles of fear over and over and over. Listen, I'm just saying that I'm not judging by any means. I've been there and I go back there at times for sure. I am not 100% healed in my mindset. I'm still a work in progress, but I know the path to freedom. I experience that path. I experience the freedom in my life. And my mission is to really help you in the suffering by helping you release those limitations that you have allowed to place on yourself from a default mindset and clear the illusion that you are those things that keep you separate from living your freest life in this world. So I want to really introduce people to a new way of being, and that's just alignment and wholeness and complete freedom. That's why I am here on earth. Bring you back to the divine being that you truly are. Bring you back to the divineness of what you're here to do, your purpose, your calling. And it isn't a purpose and calling of this growth to get more things. You know, we start off in this life with very little things, and we set out to accumulate more things, believing that is the journey that we're here on this earth for, is the accumulation of things so that one day we can retire and travel the world. I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm truly not interested in that anymore. What I know to be truth is we are here for the ascension of ourselves. And the ascension of ourselves is learning and growing beyond the limitations that the outside world places on us, beyond the belief that happiness will happen when we achieve a certain thing, that we will have approval from others when we have the title, when we have that corner office, etc. So we have this default mindset that a lot of us are born with. Most of us are born with a default type mindset of limitation, fear, and survival. And the emotions that we experience are emotions of fear, lack, and unworthiness, just to list a few, which I shared with you. You know, some of those stories could be, I'm unsafe, I am a bad person, I'm not enough. Those are all ways that this default mindset will operate in our life. And it plays out in our world through the lens through which we see everything. So if you can imagine that you have lenses that you're viewing the world through that are really foggy based on limitation, fear, and survival, you're going to see the world through fear, lack, and unworthiness constantly. You are going to see it in that way. And that really leads to major discomfort, scarcity, pain in your relationships, like I shared. But there's another mindset, and I call this the limitless mindset. And the limitless mindset is rooted in love, possibility, and alignment. You actually become the creator, not the reactor, not reacting to the circumstances of your life, not believing that you need to change your circumstance in order to be happy. Because what really happens is once you change your inner world, your circumstances, the way that you view your circumstances changes. It's an amazing, amazing thing. So we have to rise above that human identity and shift into our soul consciousness. And that's what I want you to truly understand, is that you are not the identity that you think you are. The ego is separate from the soul. The ego wants to keep you in identity mindset, identity of I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm fast, I'm slow, I'm buff, I'm skinny, whatever those identifications are that you have. Maybe it's a title identification. There are lots and lots of identities that we carry along with us. And the shift is into, no, I'm just a soul. I don't have any attachments to me. I don't have to have an identity to be who I am, a beautiful, limitless soul. And so the path that we want to experience in order to experience that freedom that I'm talking about is we have to change the lens of the perspective of way we view everything. And when you change the way that you view things, it changes everything. You start to see life through a completely different lens, a completely different perspective. And that old paradigm of victim mindset of if they would only change, then I would be okay. If she would only do this differently, then I would be okay. If my husband would just take out the trash, then I would be happy. This keeps us giving our power away to something outside of us. And true empowerment is creating your own experiences of life. That's true empowerment. It's not being the victim of something outside of you. It's not being the victim. So we are here, my friend, to change our mindset, and that will end the suffering. There are so many people out there that are suffering in such a deep way, maybe feeling depressed, maybe even experience thoughts that they've never experienced in their life because they have been in this fear-based mentality for so long. Again, no judgment. We all experience it, but to what degree may be a little bit different as we start to uncover and release those limiting beliefs. But I want you to understand wherever you are in your world of suffering, it's not the circumstance that you think it is. What's wanting and begging to be healed is actually the you that you think you are, is begging you to be healed, is begging you to see beyond those cloudy lenses and see the truth of your limitless possibility, my friend, your limitless possibility. So are you still feeling that sense of separation? I bet you are. I bet you are, because most of the world has not even awakened to the possibility that there's a different mindset waiting for you. There's a way where you can actually feel freedom without changing your circumstances temporarily. I was the one that changed my circumstances on the regular, believing that that was going to get rid of the suffering that I was experiencing. Didn't work. It didn't work. It wasn't until I started looking inside of me and started to make that shift. So what would it feel like if you were able to change that mindset, to release the version of you that you think you are? It would open you up to limitless possibilities, and you would feel fully connected and fully free. And that, my friend, is what I offer. That is what I offer. I offer a different way for you to view the world, a happier, freer version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just holding on to an old version of yourself that is in a place of lack and limitation and fear of just trying to survive. Just trying to survive. Just trying to cope. So if I offer you just a little bit of encouragement, I want you to start to see the world from a different perspective. What if I could release this version of me who is in a constant state of fear, a constant state of fight or flight, a constant state of believing I need more money to make me happy. I need my husband to do this in order for me to feel free. I need my boss to not be such an asshole. Whatever that is, what would that look like on the other side of that? Much freer version of you. I say this with great love and respect. There's a better version of you waiting. A better version of you waiting. It's not something that you have to create. It's already there. You just have to release the you that you think you are to end your suffering. I love you. God bless you. I'll see you next week.